Good morning, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome to everyone to our 158th session of Empowering Morning Conversations. It gives me a lot of pleasure to meet up with you every morning. And I've been thinking, what gives me so much pleasure? To get up every morning consistently without fail, even when sometimes I might not be feeling like it. What gives me pleasure is that the moment we all are together, the energies shift. Why? Because there is a reminder that here we are and we are all on the same mission, and the mission is to generate positivity, to positively influence the world, to see possibilities. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by a lot of doom and gloom, and things are bad, and this is bad, and that is bad, and things are difficult. Kind of makes us feel discouraged, makes us lose our energy, makes us lose our enthusiasm. So why should we allow anything or anyone to influence us, right? When we have the capability to create our life the way we want it to be, why not create it? So why be at the effect of circumstances when we can create circumstances? Nitiji, would you let people in? You're the co-host. So that's what makes me happy, because every morning when we get here, we are adding more and more to the positive vibrations all along, all around. And I thought, since you are the early birds to join, I'll remind you that, we can so easily get sucked back into our default mode. Those of you who've been experimenting for the last 2 days or 3 days or even more, like if you start watching your judgments, you will see immediately how reactions and judgments are so intertwined, we don't even know which one comes first. Did you react first and judge, or did you judge first and then react? We don't know. It's so automatic. It seems to just arise. And yesterday, I don't know who's that said, Indu or someone said, hey, we can use the rubber band technique. That works very well, You can start to see how many times, it's not about judging or not judging, it's even how many times in a day we will lapse into unconsciousness. I'm not literally saying that you became unconscious, but what I'm saying is that we get into a state of unconsciousness where we are just moving along like an automation. We are doing things without awareness. Okay. The moment you remember, oh, I'm not aware, then you immediately start noticing how many judgments are happening. Interesting, isn't it? So it may be the very simple formula for not being affected or not being influenced by the environment is what a simple statement like, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be that will allow me to keep generating my life, keep creating my life. And anything that comes in the way of that, I destroy and uncreate it all. Now, just being aware, maybe, when you stand in that space of possibility and say, what energy, space, and consciousness can I be that will allow me to be the influencer rather than the one getting influenced all the time? What energy, space, and consciousness can I be that will allow me to make the difference in the world that I'm here for? Now, just imagine that there is this gigantic, play going on, okay? That God has created this big play. And in that play, there are different actors, and we are those actors, and we are here to enact what we've been asked to do. Or we could be a part of a galactic mission that the one above has created, and we are all the soldiers in his mission. Each of us playing his part. Somebody is the communication specialist, somebody is the healing specialist, and somebody is the frontline warrior, and somebody is the guy who carries the food. There's somebody who creates the food, and everyone is doing his part for which he is being brought to this planet. Can you imagine that? And when we are in a state of unconsciousness, we keep on getting pushed around by situations, by thoughts, by feelings, and by other people. And then we may be deviating from our purpose. When I look at the journey of my own life, I started my real purposeful journey in the year 1982, and I was in it purposefully for 13 years. Okay, when I came out of it, also I was on that journey, but somewhere around 2020, 2008 or something, my focus shifted from my purpose to another purpose, and that purpose was called making money. And the moment my purpose shifted to that, fatak, I got it nicely on my face, because the awareness or the Almighty or whatever, has a very nice way of reminding you of two things. One, when you're deviating from your purpose, okay? And you might notice that is the time when you start becoming arrogant, Instead of listening to our awareness, because the awareness is the way you receive the messages from wherever. Instead of listening to that awareness, you're listening to your bloody logic. So instead of making choices, you start making decisions. And you might notice that all our decisions is based on our own judgments about how life should be. Like I know better than anybody else. So every time we are getting to the judgment mode or the logic mode, perhaps we are diminishing or ignoring the voice that is always keeping us aligned to our purpose. Yeah, so the purpose may be that we are supposed to create life in a certain manner. So instead of creating, we are spending more than 80% of our life only in surviving. Now, this is like somebody who becomes a minister. And he becomes a minister because he's supposed to do good things, he wants to serve people. But after becoming a minister, he's so busy trying to survive as a minister that he's got no time to do what he was supposed to do. And have you noticed that's what keeps on happening in the world? People want a position because they want to do something great. But once they get the position, then because people are trying to pull them down, they think they get into a mode of survival. So what are we doing? We are here on a mission. Instead of fulfilling the mission, we are busy only surviving. So ask yourself this question: do you have faith? You don't have to answer that question right away. And by the way, if you want to answer that question also, you can do that, because you can now unmute yourself. Do you have faith?
Yes, I do.
And yes, Neeti.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And if you have faith, who do you have faith in?
Supreme, the energies around me, and positivity.
And you also know that you're a part of that?
Yes, sir.
Right? You're a manifestation of that in a maybe a little smaller body right now.
Yes, sir.
So if you have faith in that one, why would you not have faith in yourself?
So I'm generating full faith in myself now. I'm in the process.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about only you, Neeti.
Yes, sir.
Since you are interacting with me, I'm addressing you. But when I'm addressing you, I'm addressing everybody, So my question to everybody is, do you notice that many of you say, I have faith in the Almighty? Okay. And then my question would be that if you have faith in the Almighty and He's brought you here for your fulfilling your purpose, why don't you have faith in yourself? It's a good question to ask yourself, isn't it? If you have faith in the Almighty, or if you have faith in the energy, you're a part of it, why would you not have faith in yourself? Now, that is a question I want to hear some people answer. Why would you not have faith in yourself? Of course, there may be some unique person among you who says, sir, I've got 100% faith in myself. But if you're not one of those, super enlightened people and you're a normal human being, a normal, wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being, then the question is, if you have faith in the Almighty, why don't you have faith in yourself? Who would like to answer that question? And look into yourself and then answer, all right? Don't give me a philosophical or a generic answer. It's a very you-specific question, It applies to you. So if you look at your life and then tell me, why do you not have faith in yourself? Yes, Neeti ji.
So, I'm speaking about personally myself. I think when I am in a situation where I am not able to assess my own internal strengths or my capabilities in life, that is where the doubt and the faith begins to shake. So I would say when I am not conscious of my own capabilities, and when I am mentally disturbed with something and I lose my sense of balance mentally, in the sense that I get disturbed, I get agitated, I get reactive, that is when, again, that faith goes away.
Okay,
But
can you say the same thing again?
When I get emotionally disturbed or agitated, reactive mode, that is when my faith wavers. When I am not able to assess my own capabilities of doing a task, that is when my faith wavers.
Okay, so do you see what is at the base of these two things?
It is my own power to generate energy to remain focused.
How about when you are judging?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now it's interesting. You are a part of the super being, okay? And you have full faith in the super being, and you are a part of that super being, but you can have faith in the super being, but not in yourself. You know, that self whom you do not believe in, right?
Right.
It's that little self, the survival self that you become.
Yes.
Right? And
yes.
survive. Why have we become a survival self? Because we've been judging. People have been judging us, obviously.
Yes.
So then, because they have been judging us, we've always wanted to come up to their expectations. So you are judging yourself to make sure, am I coming up to their expectations or not?
Very right, sir. Very right.
Correct. Therefore, now you, the small you, living in this body, mind, emotion, body, has lost faith in the infinite self that you are.
Yes.
So that's where the paradox is. I can believe in the Almighty, but I can't believe in myself because all my life I've been only trying to live as survival.
Yes.
Right? So I've actually started believing that I am this little thing.
Yes.
So how can I have faith on this little thing?
Yes.
All right. Now, guys, can you see the important role that judgment is playing in all this, making me limited and small and lose faith in myself? Because the yardstick of measure itself is wrong. Who's judging? Is your infinite self judging or the small self judging? By the small self you become because of your judging and other people judging you. Is that the real you? No. So your standard of judgment is the real standard? मतलब किसके तराजू में तोल रहे हो अपने आप को? तराजू ही गलत है. How can you have faith in yourself? Thank you, Neeti, for opening that up. And Abhinav, please go ahead. Abhinav, please unmute yourself and speak. Don't show your tongue, unmute, no. Yeah, now you're unmuted. You can talk.
Yes, now I'm on. Yeah. See, your first question was, do you have faith in God? Second question, what do you have, if you have faith in God, why don't you have faith in yourself? See, see, God is a powerful person who can do anything. I'm a limited person who can do something, and certain things I can do, certain things I cannot do.
Yeah, so that's real.
Therefore, I
Or
don't have faith because I'm not whole and complete like God.
yeah, first of all, that means, most people have no realization of the fact that we are a little, God has only manifested himself in you, because God is everywhere and everything, right?
Yeah.
So if he's everywhere and everything, then he is in you.
Yes.
जब हम नमस्ते करते हैं, who are we saluting?
The God in the other person. Yeah.
And me.
Yeah.
Now, that's why the question is, why did we start believing that God is almighty and everything, but I am just a little fellow? Because I've been living at the level of survival all my life.
Yeah.
Being judged. I just explained the whole thing. I don't think you were listening.
Yes, maybe yes.
I mean, that's why I asked the question, why is it that we don't have faith in ourselves? Because of all these reasons, no?
Yes, yes.
मैं एक विशाल क्या कहते हैं, I can't call you क्योंकि उसका आकार नहीं होता. You're something huge, magnificent, right?
Yes.
You're a part of that. But you started believing. Why? Because right from the time you were in mummy's womb, they were already judging.
Yeah, yeah.
So you also started judging. And we've all been living at survival only.
Yes.
So survival means what? For many people, survival means that today I should not get dant from my father. Survival means that I should not fail.
Yeah.
Survival means कि मुझसे गलती ना हो जाए.
Yeah.
गलती हो जाएगा तो if I make a mistake, I will be insulted.
Yeah.
So I should not be insulted. That is survival.
Yeah. Subiba, for me, survival means people accepting me the way I am and stop making efforts to change me. And then I'm always struggling with that.
Exactly. So always, people are not accepting me the way I am. Therefore, what does it mean? If people are not accepting me the way I am, then what does it mean?
Something wrong with me. Yeah?
Exactly. So have you noticed that? We'll never say, okay, hello, they are not able to accept me as I am. It's their point of view. I am going to look at myself and say something must be wrong with me. That's why they don't accept me the way I am. Therefore, I should become something which fits into their reality.
Yes, yes.
So that's the survival game, no?
Yeah, that's the survival
only
game.
Going to be playing the game of life to fit into somebody's reality, to fulfill somebody's expectation. Where is the time for you to create your life? So now you have a realization. Have you noticed that I am a guy who likes to teach, I can contribute. Right? It has completely changed your perspective. Even in an interview now, you're being different. Now you're not trying to prove yourself that what a great guy I am.
Yes.
You're only telling them this is what I want to achieve.
Exactly.
This is what my mission is. Now you're getting into creative mode.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So when you have discovered what your purpose is, you can believe in your purpose. You're believing in your purpose, right? आपने रियलाइज किया है, आपको एहसास हो गया है कि भैया दुनिया में मैं कंट्रीब्यूशन करने के लिए आया हूं. You are muted. Unmute करो भाई.
Now I can.
Yeah. So once you realize कि मेरा purpose ये है, created mode मेरा ये है, I'm here to create contribution. I'm here to, I can teach as a result of that. और कुछ हो ना हो, पढ़ा तो सकता ही हूँ. Now you know your purpose, you can believe in it.
Absolutely.
So if you believe your purpose, can you believe in yourself?
Yes, I can.
Can anybody take it away from you?
No.
Now guys, this is what I want. This is not only for Abhinav. Okay. What I'm saying is for everybody. So Abhinav is the medium by which I can explain things to everybody today. Is that getting clear to you all? But the answer will always be like finding out what space consciousness can I be? What energy space consciousness can I be that I can start believing in myself and my mission in life? And anything that comes in the way of that, I'm destroying godzillion times. Right and wrong, good and bad, thought and talk, all night, short, spoils, beyond. What energy, space, and consciousness can I be, right? That I can believe in myself and my mission in life, my vision in life, my purpose in life, and manifest that. And anything that comes in the way of that, yeah, I discreate and destroy that millions of times. Then will you be able to believe in yourself? Because if you believe in the only reason you are here, who are you? An instrument, right? आप एक पात्र हो. You understand? Like this is the role for which you were born. So somebody is the director of the play, somebody is the actor in the play, somebody is the villain, somebody is the hero, or whatever role you have to play. And you can play your role with conviction, right? If you're playing your role with conviction, can you believe in yourself? So if you're still not clear, I want you to again think about it. What stops you if you believe in the Almighty? You might even want to question, do I really believe in the Almighty? That's also a good question to ask. No, do I really believe in the Almighty? Yeah, Dr. Malar. Did you join from the beginning or you were a little late because you might have missed a few things that we were talking about? Yeah, after that, Abhinav, I will ask you also. Dr. Malar, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. A little late, sir. Past 7:35 I joined. So the initial conversation, I was not there. And as we're talking about this belief in the Almighty, faith in the Almighty, there was something that was going in my head for the past decade, I should say. I have realized one thing, that it's my belief basically that we operate on two forces. One is the fear and the other is faith. And I keep asking myself, because it took quite some time for me to ponder over it and think on what basis I'm working. So in few things, I have immense faith, either on God or in myself, my capabilities, I'm able to do it. And few things, it's a fear that's overpowering you, and hence you're not able to do it. So I believe it is either the two sides of the coin, either this or that propels you. So like what you rightly asked, why the faith does not take over the fear. Sometimes, it's again here, it's all here. You fail, you go through some experiences, that conditioning is there. Then you feel that fear is more powerful than the faith, then you give in to the fear. So again, there, no, fear takes a backseat. And consciously.
Just 1 minute. Where does fear come from?
My own self, because
No.
I've not.
Why? When does fear come? Let me ask you that way.
When I expect something and things don't happen, when I feel that, I cannot handle this properly.
Yeah. So
pardon me, sir.
When you're judging a situation like this, then an emotion comes.
Okay.
And then you give it, you get some thoughts in your head and some sensation in your body, and you call it fear.
Okay.
That's your judgment again. Okay. And when the fear comes, obviously your judgment is fear is not good. Fear is debilitating. I am getting stopped because of the fear. Do you notice how many judgments are there? If you don't have a judgment in the first place, right, and you saw whatever was happening, well, this is another experience. Look at the experiences. Are we not always filtering them on the basis of right, wrong, good, bad. I like it, I don't like it. This is the way it should be. This is the way it should not be. In this world of polarity, we are doing that because we don't know any other way. Okay. So the fact that I believe in the Almighty, what we started this conversation with was that we are all here to fulfill a purpose. It's like we are a part of this galactic mission or galactic play, and everybody has a part for which he was brought here. So somebody is a healer, somebody is a teacher, somebody is the guy who carries the food, somebody is the guy who produces the food, and blah, 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 whatever. So you are on that mission. And if you know your mission and you're aligned with it, then life is going very well because you're getting all the support you need. And there are times when maybe we deviate from the mission. So we get these, hard knocks or gentle reminders, okay, maybe come back to your purpose now. Okay. So here you are only fulfilling a purpose, right? Whose purpose?
My own purpose in life.
The purpose.
The bigger galactic purpose, where I am a tool and fit in.
I am the creator as well as the executor, you see, because I'm all of it.
Okay.
It's interesting, I am this fellow who's manifesting in different ways because different things has to be done. Okay, whatever it might be. Now I'm a part of that. I'm on this mission, right? If I have faith, okay, if I believe in that, then I would never be afraid. I would surrender to the intent. I would do whatever I had to do. Okay. So what I was also saying is that because we've been living at this level of survival all our life, and in this level of survival, we've been judging ourselves harshly. Right from the time you're in your womb, you're judging, being judged, then trying to come up to the expectation of the people who judged you. So you're judging yourself to see whether you are okay or not okay by somebody's standards. Okay. And this is always going on, judging. Right? When something doesn't fit into your judging, you may get a feeling called fear. And in our yardstick, fear is classified as bad emotion. This should not be happening to me. Okay. I mean, an emotion is an emotion, right? Now you are aware person, so I can tell you when they studied brain waves, they found out that the brain waves for ecstasy and pain, they are both the same. It's only how you label it. Are you getting it? So we are just labeling it, right? Now, fear is a manifestation of what?
Of a self-doubt or
not only that, it's my judgment.
Incapability, which I'm trying to handle. A situation which I am not able to handle, I become overwhelmed. I name it as fear.
It's another experience, right? So here we are living in a world where we would love wonderful experiences, and then we are also at the same time afraid how long this will last. Have you noticed? There's a little subtle worry, fear. Okay, how do I keep on prolonging it? All right. So when fear comes, we definitely don't want it. So that's what I'm saying. So all this drama that's going on, if 80% or 90% of my life, I'm only operating at the survival mode. All these are symptoms of survival mode.
Right.
When am I fulfilling my purpose? You tell me.
So there is a big challenge here. First is we don't even understand that we have to operate on this level. And by the time you realize this, you don't even understand what is the purpose. Then you spend some time understanding what is the purpose. Again, it is all milestones in your life journey. Awareness only brings it. Like yesterday we were talking, are we operating on action or reaction? Just that question triggered so many things. There was something that was troubling me for the past 6 months. So my daughter has actually realized my patterns, and she told me, whenever this happens, this is how you look. I said, no. She says, your face changes and the way you do the work is different. So I was saying, I am an NLP person, and she comes and tells me all this. So consciously I made, no, I will not do it. But she said, kitna bhi aap karo, mujhe to dikhta hai, you're upset. And yesterday, the same thing resurfaced. So I was asking this question. So I told myself, no, this worry has not helped you for the past 6 months. Now, are you reacting or you want to act? Then I said, what is the next best solution that comes to my mind? Something popped up. And immediately I told her, no, I have something in mind. I'll handle it. She was worried, like, do you think it's going to work? I don't know it's going to work or not, but I have something, I will try it. And if that does not work, I'll get into that mode. At least for that moment, I was very happy. For the past 6 months, I was reacting. At least I was thinking of a solution, because on the face of it, I call myself a solution engineer. I keep saying you are a solopreneur. You should be solution based and not think of what has happened. Just focus on this. So yesterday only I realized, unless I put it here and keep asking it, though I keep telling it's not working, I have to consciously keep telling myself, this is how it is, and yesterday I was happy about that. Like what you said, even for this fear, maybe I should keep asking, is it serving me? I mean, what best can I do it? So self questions really help, which I have realized after coming to this morning conversation. So consciously put that question in your mind. So you catch yourself unawares on a situation, then you keep asking, Are, where are you? What has happened? What happened to that morning thing you promised yourself? Then there's some kind of like, it's not 100%, 90% like what you are before. There is, one feeling of that awareness which has come naturally. So I believe maybe for this fear and faith thing also, I should do something like that.
See, we are creatures of our beliefs, so right? Belief is a belief, right? And there are certain beliefs you choose to believe that they are the truth for you. Okay, so here's a new one. I keep telling it every day. Every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. Every experience, not the good ones or the bad ones. Every experience is an opportunity to become a better version of ourselves. If we operate from that, how much judging are we going to do?
We'll condition our mind that, actually this is a possibility and lot of potential. So you look forward to it rather than.
Yeah. So are you going to say this is good and this is bad? Are you going to say that? You'll say, oh, here is another experience. This is also an opportunity. And you look into your life and see, Dr. Malar, that what is life anyway? I mean, it's just one experience followed by another experience, followed by another experience. So here is this life that is a gift from the Lord, they are telling me. And this gift I only want to take, when I like it. This experience I like, God, thank you very much. Don't take it away. And this experience, don't give it to me. Well, too bad, a gift is given is given. Now, if I want to live my life fully, what should I do? Take every experience and experience it. But what are we doing? We are busy judging it. So judging brings resistance also, you might have noticed. It either brings resistance or it gives you attachment. So both are not going to allow you to be, right? So good question to ponder over. What energy, space, and consciousness can I be that will allow me to take each experience as an opportunity to be a better version of myself? What energy, space, and consciousness can I be that will allow me to be, on purpose in my life and to flow with the life rather than,
to resist it.
Yeah, what are we doing? We are living at survival, right? Survival does not allow me to live my purpose. It never will, because I'll be busy surviving. So if you look at now, if you've been watching yourself the whole day yesterday, you will notice how much time is going into these so-called survival activities. Reaction and resistance can be an overall label we can put on it. Survival activities, proving yourself right, coming up to people's expectations, not failing, making sure that you can hold on to your success, right? Impressing people or not. All and tons of that stuff is all, anger, rage, lust, jealousy, blah, 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 all that, all survival, right? Is it possible for me to rise beyond that? It is. So what I'm doing is I'm giving some simple keys here. If we start using those keys, you may discover that, hello, I don't have to be in the survival mode. Like, for example, if we just raise our awareness, notice what we are doing, judging or reacting or resisting, we can just poof, let it go like that. No, awareness causes disappearance, by the way.
I-
Allowance causes disappearance. Okay. So it's a good question to ask ourselves from time to time. If I believe in the Almighty, of whom I'm also a part, and I'm not separate from Him. If I can believe in Him, why am I not believing in myself? Because self-doubt, I believe, is the biggest killer of all people like us.
I-
See, most people, what do they live? Very conventional lives, doing what everybody else is doing. And they feel very safe in that, get a job, go to office, come back home. So we are not like, we chose a bigger mission, right? So we have jumped into the sea. We've jumped into the sea and now we are doubting whether we can swim or not. Isn't it strange? I mean, we are not ordinary people, are we? I mean, what you're doing in your life is ordinary. How many people have the guts to do it? And you're doing it successfully, I believe. Yeah. But this devil called self-doubt. So what
will
if,
not-
yeah, I mean, I've been on the journey myself since 82, right? As long as I was on it, I was doing extremely well. The moment I deviated, fatak, I got it nicely from all sides. Then I came back to the mission. Here I am, with you, for you, always. All right. Thank you, Malal. Yes,
Thank you.
Abhinav. Abhinav and then Kunen. Yes, Mr. Abhinav, you still remember what you wanted to say? Arey, unmute yourself. Yeah, don't show me your tongue. You have to. Yeah, now you are unmuted.
Nah, I'm unmuted. I was unable to unmute earlier. Yeah.
So try to kiya karo yaar.
हाँ, try तो किया हाँ. So, sir,
जबान
आपने
काफी
you
साफ है
created that.
तुम्हारी।
I brush 3 times a day. Yeah. So you created the distinction that God has created this nice natak, and we are, doing a role in that. Okay. And yet a role, given by the God. So, that the question that, was troubling from that moment onward is that, at times not happy. I'm not happy with my role. And I see others not being not happy with their role. What about the person who food out hata hai? What about the rickshaw wala who drops people? And by the way, I've seen food walas absolutely enlightened also.
Yeah, laughing and singing and
Laughing
full of
and
joy.
being absolutely enlightened also. And I used to I wish I could be like him all the time.
Exactly.
And yet this question comes in my mind. Therefore, I'm asking you. See, my relationship with the attending training courses earlier was कि दूसरों के लिए हो रही है, मैं तो बैठ के सुन रहा हूँ. But now I'm like let's मेरे लिए हो रही है. So therefore, I'm asking so many questions.
भैया तुमको रोल मिला है श्रवण कुमार का.
अच्छा, okay.
So you know what Shravan Kumar was doing?
Yeah. सेवा कर रहा था माँ बाप की.
तो करो फिर.
कर रहा हूँ. And thanks for sharing in the beginning. You shared about how you were here to make a difference, and then one day you start thinking, I want to earn money also. Something similar happened to me. When I was doing my business, and I always had so much of plenty of money in my accounts, in my pocket. Always I had plenty of money to support others also, and everything was going hunky and dory. And the issue was how to hire and train more people to handle the business. Then one day, I don't know, this thought came into my mind ki wo log, how come this guy is earning more than me? And from that day onwards, you got one thappad, I got a lot of thappads. The moment I said the main purpose is, if this guy is earning 30 lakhs a year, I must earn 40 lakhs a year. I don't even remember with whom I was comparing.
It's interesting,
And then I
you see, that is also survival wala. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as I'm getting as much as I need,
Yes.
You know, a lot of my trainer friends, they tell me, तुम पागल हो क्या सुबह सुबह रोज फ्री में देते हो? मैंने कहा नहीं. तो क्यों देते हो? मैंने कहा मेरे पास बहुत है.
हाँ,
जितना
देने
चाहिए
के
उतना
बाद
मिल जाता है. So my purpose is to serve. I'm serving. If I need, I will ask.
yeah,
When I
absolutely.
ask, I get problem. क्या है?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that is what comes from faith, my friend.
Yeah.
So be in that question, if I can have, if I don't even know that, I think many people don't even have faith in the Almighty, you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
So they say कि नहीं उसका ध्यान मेरे ऊपर नहीं है, you know, God is not having time for me.
Yes.
So how can I have, you know, definitely he's good, he's great, everything, but you know,
For
in-
others, not for me.
maybe he doesn't have time for me, you know.
Yes.
So if you have faith, then the question to ask is, why don't I have faith in myself?
Yeah.
Now, if I'm on my mission already, which I am, whether you know or you don't know, if you are on your mission, then what is there to be afraid of?
Nothing to be afraid of.
अपना mission करे जाओ.
Got it,
There
sir.
is a need for any self-doubt.
Yes, yes, yes.
See, we can only do to our best ability whatever we are doing. So keep doing it. Problem क्या है? And you'll be quite surprised, Abhinav. You have already started seeing the movement happening, right?
Yes, yes, in my life.
Yeah, because where the shift happened is in you, not in the circumstances.
Absolutely.
So just keep going. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Yes, Kunen Saab, sorry to keep you waiting, but you were in the queue. Please unmute yourself. Now you will be able to unmute. Yeah.
So thank you, sir, and very good morning to you and one and all. I was listening this conversation and what's opening up for me.
Listening to this conversation.
Yeah, I was listening to this conversation and something has opened for me and it's sort of breakthrough for me. I consider myself to be faithful to the Creator. But I realized, please correct me if I'm wrong, that if I'm in the judgment mode, I'm not faithful.
You cannot be.
I cannot be. So if I have to be faithful, if I have to claim that I'm a faithful, I have to get rid of this judgment story drama. If not, I can't claim myself to be faithful.
Well, I don't know. That also sounds to me like a judgment, but it's okay. See, even if I'm aware, see, it's a very beautiful point you made. Whatever is happening is whose creation? Right? Then
Yeah.
who am I to judge it? Correct?
Yeah.
So I can be in allowance of it, no? So awareness may allow you to be in that space where you will just notice I'm judging and you'll say, all right, that's an interesting point of view.
Yep.
Yeah. And also to remind yourself, ki, bhai, who is judging? I mean, if you ask yourself this question, who are you to judge? Then what do you think will happen? मतलब तुम होते कौन हो जज करने वाले? भाई जजिंग का काम उस पे छोड़ दो ना. Are you getting it? So there are many ways you can get over this judging business. My way is I keep asking myself, who are you to judge? तुम्हारे पास ऐसी कौन सी चीज है जो मतलब तुम जज कर रहे हो? I tell myself this question whenever the judging comes, right? My usual thing is, all right, Sukhdeepak, that's an interesting point of view. And sometimes even that is not making me let go my judgment. You get it? That's the time I ask myself, Sukhdeepak, tum ho kaun? Who the hell are you to judge, man? Are you God? And do you think God sits there judging his creations?
Yeah.
We actually believe now he's judging, and if I do wrong, he'll put me into hell. Hello, he doesn't have to put you into hell. You put yourself into hell yourself anyhow. Right here, right now. Imagine a person who lives in guilt. Yeah, is he not in hell? The slow torture is worse than any torture, right? Slow poisoning is better or quick poisoning is better?
Poison is poison. It's not.
I know, but slow poisoning makes you suffer for a long time before you die, right?
Yeah.
When you take poison, you're dead, finished. Kani khatam. But when slow poisoning is there, you will suffer for a long time. Is it? I mean, how do you know that's not hell?
I think judgment itself is a poison.
Exactly. And
And-
who's poisoning who?
Self. And other thing, what is opening up myself, I mean, my thought is, I would like to ask you to correct me if I'm wrong. As per my belief, God has also created, or it was there, the devil, we call it Shaitan. And he challenged God that I will keep on distracting human beings so that he doesn't come in the straight path and obey you. So I think the awareness is the answer, that if I am completely aware that some negative force is trying to disturb me and making me into a judgmental trap, while I have to be in faithful being state, as you rightly mentioned, then I'll be fine.
Imagine if in the cosmic play, the devil was also created for a purpose, no? He's also got a role to play, right?
Hmm.
His role is to challenge you and find out how much faith you have.
Yeah.
When everybody is there for a purpose, right? Including the devil.
Yes.
Because the creator created everything, including the devil, no?
Thank you, sir. Yeah, got it.
तो ठीक है ना, हमारे अंदर शैतान है, वो हम चैलेंज करेगा, and we have to overcome him. So it gives me a lot of masala, but you notice that we are always at survival because of that.
Hmm.
Now, can we come out of that survival mode and go back to our purpose? Maybe that is the real test, na? अगर हम, if we keep on getting stuck in survival activities all our life, when will we fulfill our purpose? Is a question. Matlab, is my purpose going to start after I'm dead?
Now.
Yeah. And it may not have to happen even tomorrow. Yeah. It can happen right now with the realization, hello, I'm fulfilling my purpose right now. So, good question to dwell on. If I have faith in the Almighty, why not have faith in myself? Go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick one, sir. एक शेर याद आ गया, अगर इजाजत हो तो. This relates to my breakthrough. They say that जो यकीन की राह पे चल पड़े उन्हें मंजिलों ने पनाह दी. If I have a faith, I'll reach to my destination. जिन्होंने वसवसों ने डरा दिया, जिन्हें वसवसों ने डरा दिया, वो कदम कदम पर बहक गए.
Exactly.
So if I'm in the judgment moment, then I'm lost. Thank you, sir. Back to you.
That's a beautiful this one. Can you please put it, send it to me, please?
Yeah, I will do so.
The original as well as the translation. I love it. I'm going to now translate it accurately. Yes, sir. Mr. Badra, good morning to you. Nice to see you here. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Yeah, you are unmuted.
Yes, really, it is a very good discussion, and this is gone to a direction where the question is coming. That is all the faith.
You
Please
have to unmute. Mute.
Please unmute. Yeah.
Yes, it is a very good discussion. It's an interesting discussion. That is a faith and fear all are created by us, and we are the soul. I have now the question is my question to everybody. That is, who created God? Is it a human? We created the God, or it is the God is there, or like some power is there. This power also we assume ourselves. That is our from feeling, our thinking, and which drive us to the right path. So it is we, that is this time our discussion, morning discussion, it helps us to come out of the in a different platform. Very good. I opened my mind today. Thank you, Sukdeep ji.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, who else? So we are in the empowering morning conversations, and these conversations are supposed to wake us up, shake us up, put us back in purpose, have us start our day in the created mode, get us out of the default mode so that we can create each moment of our life the way we want it to be. Right? So what are you going to create? Suresh, welcome. Were you there from the beginning or you just came?
No, I have come somewhere around 7:50, 7:45.
Oh, so you missed a lot of conversation. Nowadays, we start everything right in the beginning. So anyways.
Yeah, but I'm with the stream. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. I can't see you, Suresh.
Yeah, I cannot be seen right now.
So you also always should wear a shirt, you know.
Yes, देर हो गया था, but अंधेरा नहीं हुआ. So
हमको तो अंधेरा ही नजर आ रहा है.
I'm with the stream, and it is quite interesting and opening, eye-opening thing with many situations and every situation. In fact, it is giving me many ways to deal with the situations and people. Move along with. I'm not. As per my what is coming into my mind is I'm not a. I'm equal to every soul. My soul is equal to every soul. Maybe with you or anyone. So I don't have to feel proud or I don't have to feel down. I have to just be with what I am, and God is with everyone. In you, there is a God. But mixing with our mind, we keep changing. Like if you are good, the God in you will start doing good. He will make you to do good things.
You have definitely not been listening to the whole conversation.
Okay. Happy.
Yeah. You watch the recording from the beginning.
Yeah,
Hope
sure.
you will get it.
Yes, sure.
The question is, one of the questions you should ask yourself is, if I'm always going to live in the survival mode, when am I going to be on my mission in life?
Okay.
The survival mode is only there to make you survive, no?
Yes.
So first we have to start recognizing what is the survival mode.
Okay.
One thing definitely you will find in the survival mode is you're always judging yourself and others.
Yes.
And your life is only to overcome the judgment, whatever the judgment is saying, you have to prove them wrong.
Okay.
So just check and see. The moment, so then the next question which came was, do you believe in the Almighty? So if you believe in the Almighty, why don't you believe in yourself? If you believe in yourself, then why would you want to live in the survival mode? Again brings to the question, are we clear what is the survival mode? So here's the question. Now, not only for Suresh, but for everybody else also. I want each person to tell me, according to your understanding, what is the survival mode? And how would you recognize it when you are in a survival mode? Rama? What is survival mode? How would you recognize it when you are in the survival mode?
A very limited, constrained, narrow approach towards everything. That is a survival mode. So there is no expansiveness, there is no happiness, there is no possibilities in survival mode. So that's how we can recognize.
No.
Also, judgment is involved in the survival mode. We judge everything, whereas in the expansive mode, we don't. We look at the possibilities.
Okay, how else would you recognize the survival mode? Okay, so you can hold for a while, Rama. Let me ask Trivel, how would you recognize that you are in survival mode?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Actually, how to recognize the survival mode is I am a limited being, always judging myself and always judging others.
Okay, that is one sign of being in the survival mode. What else?
Reaction and resistance.
Absolutely. Now, reaction and resistance shows in your life in a certain way, right? You should be able to recognize that also. No, am I reacting now?
Yeah.
Am I resisting now? How would you know that? For the benefit of people who are not clear, if you could just enlighten them on this. How do you recognize that you're reacting or resisting?
Obviously, sir, awareness is the key. And if we go a little deeper, even at every time situation, every circumstance is constantly telling us, are we reacting or resisting?
Yeah,
Something
give
like
an example of reaction. Practical example. When you are angry and irritated, what are you doing?
So we show it in our emotions.
When you are
Our
angry
emotions-
and irritated, what do you think you are doing?
Yeah, emotions are affected without our control. So when I do the resistance or reaction, my emotions are affected and I show up without control.
When you are reacting and resisting, like when you are getting angry or irritated or sad, all these are symptoms of being in the survival mode.
Right.
When I'm trying to please everybody all the time, what do you think that is?
That is survival mode.
So many. I mean, you just look around you, you will find 1,000 examples of being in the survival mode. Yes, Vetri.
Sir, this tempts me to share a quick thing, which is, I believe, relevant to the topic which we talk. Once Ramaji asked me, we had our private chat, he said, you're going through a book called Power versus Force. Tell me in a short form, what is the core message and what do you understand? Then only suddenly I started to think, what is the core message he is trying to tell? It opened for me something. Then I did my own research. Then it came up very well. It is, I also believe that it's an English translation of what our Vedas are saying. The idea which he wants us to dwell upon is the progressively relinquishing the ego and determination of identifying ourselves as a body and intellectual. And the solution is, you are not this body, you are not this mind, and you are not limited by this time and space. It may look like big Vedanta translated in English, but this is what he is suggesting, and this is what we are speaking in a very super big way. See, when I identify as a, there is another example also coming, sir. The big giant elephant is going to every shop and begging for 10 rupees. So when I identify as a beggar, I go without realizing myself, I go always survive. Whoever tells that, I don't know what is that, Yane Pakan, the person who controls elephant in English. Whatever he tells, whatever 2 banana he gives, I eat, I beg for him. But I am a big, gigantic, forceful, wild animal. But I forgot that. All this EMC and with the people like you, we are just trying to realize that going and seeing in the mirror, I am a wild animal. What is that I am begging in the Srinagar, Ranganath street?
I am a force of nature pretending to be just a small fart. You know what is a fart, right? So I'm a force of nature, like a big storm I can be, but I'm pretending because I don't know. Right? So survival mode is, so one of the reasons why we meet every morning is it's very easy to get this stuff on an intellectual level. But when it comes to practically living our life from these distinctions, it's a different story. Right? So the different ways in which we are approaching this keeps on opening up every day, and life can begin to unfold. It's like peeling up the layers of the onion every day. Now you will unpeel, again life will put one more layer on top. So that's the only advantage of this daily. So this is not like sitting and doing meditation and escaping for half an hour or 1 hour into some peaceful. It's like being able to be present to every experience in life very clearly, that hello, I welcome this experience. It is my experience, and it is for me to take from this experience what it is. If somebody is coming with a gift, somebody brings a box of sweets to you, you can take that box of sweet, keep it on one side and forget about it, or you can eat the sweet also, and you may decide to distribute the sweet also. So why did you eat the sweet? Because it gives me pleasure, sir. Why did you distribute the sweet? Because it gives me pleasure to see people getting pleasure out of eating the sweet. So that's the journey we are into. We take the sweet and we give the sweet to others as well. Now, somewhere I feel that we are not giving this sweet to many people, right? Can you imagine if each one of you invites one person to join every day? We will not be 30 people, we'll be more 60 people. So are we really being an invitation to people to join us in this journey of positivity? Somebody invited you, you came, right? So ask yourself another question. What is stopping me from inviting other people to join us? Again, survival mode. If I invite and they don't come, that is not good. I invite and they'll come or they'll not come. But am I inviting? What is stopping you from inviting people to something which you are finding useful? So is it self-doubt which makes you not invite? So I'm not going to ask you to answer my question. My question is simply, you think about it. How come if you're getting value out of what we are doing, what stops you from inviting other people also to get this value? People who are there in your life. Like Hasina ji invited Darshana ji. If she had not invited Darshana ji, would she have come? And Darshana ji invited one gentleman, Parsi person, he didn't come again, that's all right. But does it mean you can't invite others? If somebody had not invited me in 1982 to be a part of a transformational program, I would not be here today. Yeah. So in what way, and you figure it out. I mean, I'm not, I don't get money for more people joining or anything. So why am I asking you to invite people for what? Hello, can somebody answer that? Why am I asking you to invite people?
We will get different experience as well as many people get the positivity, and it will spread the positivity around the world.
Yeah, and their presence will enrich us also, na?
Yes, that is experience.
When somebody comes there, their energy will contribute to us also. How many different, I'm just thinking, if Hasina ji had not invited Darshana ji, and you know how much contribution she makes. Every time she opens her mouth, she makes a contribution. If Abhinav had not joined us, how much of contribution he makes by his questions, how many contribution Reddy Garu makes, or Gautam Badra makes, or Kunain, or Shakti, everyone makes a contribution. Sometimes we forget that we can also make a contribution, so we don't open up and speak. So what stops you from speaking? You only want to give, take, you don't want to give anything? Like we've got Shamona here this morning after a long time. I'm so happy to see her. You know how much contribution Shamona can make if she opens her mouth and speaks? Dr. Malar, thank you so much for your contribution. Every one of you. So if you have a little faith in yourself and ask yourself a question again, yesterday I asked you again, I'm asking you, how can you contribute to empowering morning conversations? The easiest one is to invite people. The more easy one is to ask questions and share your experiences. Good experiences, bad experiences, difficulties, where you're not able to act upon some of the things. So there are many things we can do. Okay. So just before we close the conversation, I'm also going to invite Dr. Kunain to join us. And I want to hear the comments of Rama and Kunain and Vitrivel before we finally close the session for this morning. So there is a topic I just started 5 minutes ago. Yeah. So can you take it forward from there, Vetrivel, Kunen, and Rama? And if you want, we can add Neet to this.
Certainly, sir. I quickly want to share one quick perspective on the subject which we are talking now. We learned that every experience is an opportunity to make ourselves as a better person. And there is one more technique to become a better person, is you help others to become a better person. How you help others to become a better person? Invite him to forum like EMC, invite him to forum like introducing right people. So it is also serving you that you are becoming better person by helping others to become a better person.
So the topic introduced was how do we recognize we are in survival mode?
That's not the topic I want to talk about.
Okay.
I think Vetrivel is talking. That topic we finished.
Okay.
How can we make empowering morning conversation, or how can we contribute to make empowering morning conversation more fruitful for the humanity?
For everybody who's on it and who is not on it.
I think before requesting others, I'm telling myself that I must take action. I must invite others to whomsoever I know, and I believe that they should come and they will definitely get benefited. So I'll start taking action from myself, and I request on behalf of Sudhir sir and you all, please look into your friend circle, your network, and approach them, send the link, invite them, because I personally feel now, sir, that if something is good for me, it is my responsibility to feel that the same thing is good for others as well.
Yeah, something very interesting happened yesterday. You know, I got a call from my accountant, Kishore, right? And unfortunately, I could not take that call. So later on, when I spoke to him, he said, sir, yesterday I showed one of your empowering morning conversation video to my boss, who is the CFO of a very big company. It's a multinational. And he said that fellow wanted to talk to you. So that's why I called you. Unfortunately, we couldn't talk. But sir, he's seen your video and I have invited him to come for empowering morning conversations. So maybe after a day or two, he will join. So that's a clue, you know, we can ask our friends and family. Some people who are the lazy people, they'll say, I can't get up in the morning. You say, all right, watch this video. You know, and if it interests them, they'll come. So we don't have any compulsion, you know, we are not earning marks or inviting people there. You know, number nahi chahiye humko, right? It's an invitation. Ab shadi mein, you invite people for a wedding, you feel happy if they come, right? And if they don't come, you're not going to say, oh, I got bad marks because that fellow never came for my son's wedding, would you? Well, I invited him with an open mind and heart. So thank you, Kunan, very nicely said. And Rama, if you want to add.
I will also speak to the people in person, not just sending the invite alone. So in Tamil, there is a saying which says that Yan Petra Inbam Peruga Vayagam. So whatever the pleasures I get, share it with the whole world as well. So definitely we will explain, I will explain to the people on morning conversation, empowering morning conversation, and I will invite the people. I'll also send the messages. So I think that should help.
And you can, you know, some of the people who are not understanding the value, you can say, all right, watch the video.
Right. Yeah.
You know, many people who every day they watch the video.
Right.
They don't come to the conversation, but they watch the video. They'll afterwards tell me, sir, I saw the video.
Right. And one more thing, sir, like sometimes inviting people like Mohan, who's there in this call. So he is a very good networker. I just call him. He sends to so many, hundreds of people in turn. So his connections are much more than mine. So that is another way of getting people invited, more people invited.
Yeah, that's a good way. So you can ask him why he's not able to speak to people.
He normally speaks. I don't know. In EMC, he keeps quiet. Otherwise, in other forums, he speaks a lot.
Instead of sending only invitations to his big network of contacts, right. Even if he speaks to 5 of them, they'll all come.
Correct. I will talk to him.
Yeah,
so
to the conversation anyway right now. He's there on the call.
Yes.
Yes, Niti ji, what do you have to contribute? Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have been talking to people, some of them who have joined and then become irregular because they have time clashes and they watch your videos. But yes, I will be speaking to a few more people in the next week so that we can have them actively joining the morning conversation. I will speak to more people.
Yeah, so this conversation is not about getting you guys to speak to more people, okay? The conversation is about how can we add value to this empowering morning conversation. So one of the ways in which it can be done is by inviting people.
More people.
Yeah,
Yes.
so if you have any other ideas, please feel free to share them with me, or now or later or whenever. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
And yeah, so this is definitely not this conversation is not meant for, catch more fish. That's not what it is.
How to add value.
How to add, I mean, what are we interested in anyway? How to add value to people? Yes, Suresh, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I found this conversation, more eye opener and make people realize to solve their own problems, whatever they face. I mean, that changes the thought process and behavior of the person. So more people will be benefited, and I will invite some people and I will talk to them about this, and I will ask them to watch the video, and then they can immediately come. This is what I am thinking.
Yeah, but an interesting thought popped into my head, Shall I share it with you?
Yeah, please.
I'm sharing with all. Now, what will happen? Suppose you call up someone and you tell them, my friend, I'm attending this interesting program. I want you to invite your friends to the program. Okay.
Yeah.
So he'll say, what should I say? You say, well, you can watch the video and you'll know what to say. Yeah. So you're not telling him you come for the program. You're saying, please invite people to join us on the program. Right.
Yeah.
The guy will definitely want to come and find out what the hell is this. Yeah. Why is Suresh telling me to invite my friends to the program? Why is not inviting me? He may ask you, you can say, of course you are invited, no?
Very diplomatic way.
No, nothing diplomatic about it.
Just joking.
This is a way of making people listen, Baba. People don't listen only.
Make them feel interested in things.
They will be interested, no? The moment you say like this. Yeah, because if you invite somebody, he'll say, yeah, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see. But then in this, let me also have a look at this. What is it that he's talking about, so that I can talk to other people.
Exactly.
Actually.
Then they take it seriously, I mean, why is he saying invite your friends to this, Why is he not telling me to join?
Yeah, what is there in it so much? Let's see.
Yeah. See, the problem is today we are in a world, we are so much overloaded with all these sort of things,
Surroundings, environment.
No, people telling us do this, people telling us do that every day. If you open Facebook or whatever, hundreds of people shouting for your attention.
Indeed.
So if we don't know how to get their attention, then our friends will miss out on something good, no?
Sure.
Good. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much. I thought I should do a little talk with you on this because, well, if we don't spread more, then what are we doing? There is a possibility
it
to
will be
spread.
limited.
Why not spread it? You were saying something, sir?
Sir, it will be limited if we don't spread. I mean, it is limited to only this small group. And, awareness. I mean, our motto is to spread awareness across the globe. Even if we have some friends outside, I mean, it is what is happening now. Some people are from Dubai, some are from India, other countries. So we can spread across the world.
Yes, and we will. let the ripples of positivity and awareness go across the globe and
Yeah.
make the world a better place. All right. So thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. God bless you.
See you,
And
sir.
Rama and Vitrivel and Puneet, we'll do our TOTC tomorrow. Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you, everyone.